My lips are so chapped. Oh. Wait, this will be better. Yeah. Dude, what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. I don't even know the point of the... Alright guys, so welcome back. The last video I did, the video with the clothes, the makeover, my outfits and stuff, that did... well, it's been out, it hasn't even been out for like 10 hours yet. It's been out for a few, like a little part of today. And it did better than I thought it would. I got a lot of good feedback. You guys seem to enjoy it, or at least the people who watched it. But yeah, thank you so much for the support on that, and the patience you give me. I appreciate it. And we ended off the last video here, so I'm like, hey, why don't we start the next one here? That could be fun. That could be cool. So here we are, and I don't know what this is gonna be, this video, but I decided I would start it. I was bored. I'm like, hey, I just want to say hey. But we're starting off the video, and there will be a point to this video. Whatever the title is, you'll know. But I don't know what we're doing by now, but I just wanted to start a video, and then I'll come up with something for the content of it, I guess. But right now, it is midnight on Wednesday, the 15th of August. So I have no clue what we're going to do, but I'm probably just going to, if I do something tonight, I'll show you guys, but I'll try to get to the point of the video tomorrow, which you're going to see probably in a few clips. But yeah, let's let me know if you guys enjoyed this, and let me know if you want to see more stuff like this occasionally. I'm not switching over to these types of videos. I'm just saying maybe like a couple times a month. If you guys want to see something a little bit different, you guys want to see me expand, I'm just trying to experiment a little bit, because I do have stuff going on, like, for content, to have things where I'm working on, and I want to know what you guys are into. I want to see your guys' range of entertainment that you enjoy, and I want to see what range I can, or how I could kind of serve to that range, and I'm curious. So yeah, it's late. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Let's get into it. We're gonna do something fun today. Oof. It's hot. I'm gonna wait. Alright guys, so this is a little bit different. I'm gonna enjoy this. I haven't done something like this. Usually when I have my coffee, it's for reactions. I'm about to watch something, but I'm really just going to sit down and talk right now. I had no clue what I wanted this video to be, but last night I ended up watching Love, Simon. If you guys, it's a big movie. Everyone should know about it by now. It's been out for ages. Well, the past year. I don't even think it's been a year. Yeah, I watched last night. I got around to it finally. I've been meaning to for a while, and I watched it, and I absolutely loved it. And I didn't get to do reaction to it. A lot of people wanted me to do reaction to it because I reacted to the trailer. But I didn't get it. I didn't want to sit in front of a camera, honestly. I legitimately just did not want to sit in front of a camera because, truth be told, sitting in front of a camera does ruin the experience a little bit. It doesn't ruin it. It is less. You don't get less into it. Like I cried twice during Love, Simon, and I guarantee you, if I was in front of the camera, I would not have let out all that. I wouldn't have let out all that emotion. I would not have cried, so I wouldn't have felt I wouldn't have experienced the movie to the fullest of its potential, which I wanted to. I like, if I'm gonna cry, I want to cry. You know, I enjoy that when it comes to movies and shows. I want to feel everything. And you know, when the camera's there, it's kind of hard. So yeah, guys, I'm going to just talk a little bit about my thoughts on the movie, and I just want to talk about it, a little discussion. And I started a video last night. This could be a good way to go about the video. I think a review of this movie would be good. And I was in the mood. Like, let's sit down, let's get some coffee, and let's talk. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright guys, so I don't have I feel like most people would write down a list of stuff they want to talk about or have some sort of script for it. I don't have that. I don't like to do that. I just want to talk, use whatever knowledge is up here. And I just want to kind of, if I miss something, I miss it. But, alright, so from my experience, I didn't read the book. I know there was a book. I didn't read it. Like, this was my first experience with this story, was watching the movie. And a lot of people I know came from the book, and they're like, they wanted to see the adaptation to the movie. They had a lot of expectations, and you know, they have all these opinions already pre-made going into the movie, and I think they judge it kind of based off comparing it and stuff like that. I have no clue about anything with the book or that story at all. So this is my first time really experiencing it. I did love the idea of the story. And again, guys, keep in mind, I'm only talking about the movie because I don't know if the book's different or anything like that. But I did love the idea of the movie. I loved the whole story. I thought it was amazing. Like, I really did. I liked how it was. I don't know if it makes sense to say this, but like how upfront it was. It was kind of just like you knew what it was, like going into it. And I like how, because like most movies that are on Netflix, you know, that I've seen on Netflix, which is where I watch most of my stuff. But most of these types of movies, like I think that movie like I'm not comparing them, but this movie Alex Strangelove, that was like, when you look at movies like that, it's usually them discovering that they're gay somehow. And I like how this movie, he's known, and I think he said he's known since he was 13 or 14, and it was 13, and you know, now in the movie he's like, what, 17? So I like how you go into the movie and he's already known for all this time, but so it's not like him discovering it, it's him. You see this kid that's so bottled up and so, he's closeted obviously, but you see this kid that's just, you could tell he's been dealing with it for what, 4 years, and you know, probably even longer than that when he was you know, assuming or kind of questioning himself. But you could just tell that, like, I think his mom even said it. It's like he was holding his breath, and I think it's something that when she said that, you kind of like look back and you see it, and you're like, yeah, like him with his friends, like, it's just like when nobody knows, it's like you have to tiptoe, because it is like it's like living two different lives. It's like, you know, when you're with your, like, at least for, you know, someone who's closeted, I think he's trying to kind of hide who he really is, and not because he's ashamed or anything. And he said it so many times in the movie, which I loved, by the way. I loved how many times, you know, even like to his sister, you know, he was like, she was, because she's younger, so she was like, oh, you know, we could pretend, you could deny it, and he was like, no, I'm not ashamed of it. I think the big thing in this movie was, it's not that he was ashamed. It's not that he didn't want people to know. It's that he wanted it to be his thing. You know, him coming out. Coming out is, you know, it should be his thing. He should decide, and he said it. He should decide where and when and how, and you know, that's the only thing he has control over with this whole thing. And I, you know, when that was taken away from him, I think, you know, that's why he was angry. Not that everyone knew. It's that it was done in a way that he didn't want, obviously. And also, I did like, so I'll get into something else in a bit, but I did like So that's pretty much like the whole. I did like the idea of the movie was, not him discovering he was gay and then denying it. That's been done so many times. It's been done so many times, and I like that with this movie and with this story. I'm sure it was like this in the book too. But it was just, he knew he was gay and he's accepted it. He's been to terms with it for years. He's accepted it. He's comfortable with who he is. But it's just so cool that the movie was him not coming to terms with it. It was him deciding, or him going through the struggle of deciding, who should I tell? Should I tell anyone? How should I do it? And, him meeting Blue from, the beginning, it started off pretty early, actually. I think it was from, like, the first scene or whatever. Him emailing Blue. It was just, I think, him meeting someone who was in the exact same position as him was so, it was just, to him, it was like, wow, finally someone I can relate to and someone I could talk to about this stuff, and someone I could just be myself around because I haven't told anyone yet. And it was, I liked that a lot, and I just liked how they were both comfortable with who they were. There was no self-doubting. There was none of that. There was no questioning. It was just, it was a matter of, they've lived this way for so long. They've lived with a certain image for so long. It wasn't, them saying, oh, I don't want to be gay. I don't accept it. It was nothing like that. It was just, when you tell people, it is a change. And I think maybe Simon just didn't want he didn't want the change. He didn't want the attention to shift. He didn't want people to have to act differently. He wanted he said it so many times, his life was good. He said it so many times throughout the story, his life was perfectly fine, normal, good life, good friends, everything was perfect. And I think he thought that the second he came out to his friends and family, that was going to change, and he didn't want to. He just wanted to be able to be himself and have the life he had now, which is the way it should be. And I like that. And I feel like I keep repeating myself, but it's just, the idea to me was, or the story to me was just, I loved it. I love that it was just more, that route than the whole, oh my god, am I gay? Can't be gay. But yeah. So, yeah, that was good. I did also like, it was just a cool little, it's a smaller thing, but him, figuring out who Blue was or whatever, I think that was cool. I knew, like, from the first guess, I knew it was him, because this movie's been out for ages. I've seen the actors, and I've seen them together and stuff, at movie premieres. I'm like, I had to be him. Bram, is that his name? Is it Bram? Yeah. So I knew it was him. But, I like how they kept switching it, and at the end, it was like big reveal, like, it was him, which it was pretty obvious with the Oreos. I did like, okay, no, wait. No, something that pissed me off. I remember this is something that bothered me. But, like, it's like they're teenagers, so you gotta understand that. So drama's everything to them. But when the thing got leaked, when Martin leaked that thing, and then Simon took a break from his friends and came back, and then Nick and Abby were together, and they were all angry at him for lying or whatever. That pissed me off, because even when he explained, he said, I was getting blackmailed, like literally, like I was blackmailed to do that, or else I'd be outed. And like, again, like I said, when you're closeted, being outed is the only thing that's the only thing you can control, is deciding when and where and who you tell, and how you do it. And he said it, and it's just, it bothered me that, like, are they really like? It was so like, how can you be that not understanding, that you're gonna get upset over some little drama, like, oh, it took you guys a few months longer to get to date, at the expense of your friend getting, you know, outed as gay. That pissed me off. It was just like, I don't understand why. Like, how could you get mad at that? That's just, like, how can you not be understanding and sympathetic towards that? That is such a scary thing. Like, being outed, like, especially knowing how people are, and how cruel people are, and, you know, how unaccepting people are. It's like, everyone would do what Simon did. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. Like being like, you're blackmailed. Like, you have to do something. And especially like you look at the stakes, and it's like, okay, what? You guys don't date right now? Like, big deal. I don't know. And they ended up together anyways. I just think it was dumb. Like, it was just dumb, stupid teenage stuff. But it worked out in the end. They were all happy and being friends again, and I liked it. So it was just a little dumb teen moment. But I'm like, hey, they're teens, so that's probably how it would go. To be honest, with teenagers. Okay, and then I want to talk about the two parts that I cried at when Simon finally came out. Actually, I want to talk every single time that Simon came out. When he came out to Abby, when he came out to his parents, I like oh god, it's so. I don't know why the way he did it. The way he just came out and was like both times he was just like, I'm gay. I don't know why. It was so simple, but I liked it. I like how they didn't build up this whole thing where he had to like tell like a speech or whatever. Because I'm not sure how it would go in person. Like, I'm not sure how it would happen in real life. I don't know, but I think it's just so, like, you can see how overwhelmed he is in the moment, and, you know, coming out to someone. But I feel like he kind of had this little, like, inkling that, like he even said, like, everyone would be accepting anyways. I think it was just him, like, letting them know. Not so much as, like, this is going to be a shock. I think it was just, like, him, like, just to let you know, I'm gay. But I don't know, the way I don't know why. That's such a dumb little thing, probably. But to me, it was just like, I don't know, the way he did it, I was so, I just, I liked it. Every time he did it, I was kind of just like, I got a little smile. I'm like, I don't know, it was nice. But yeah, so when he came out to his family, and then he had that whole little, like, thing where it was kind of awkward, whatever, I was kind of like, I didn't understand, like, what happened there. Was it because the dad made the joke? I think the dad was just kind of, I know it was like a little dumb joke, but I mean, I think the dad was just trying to lighten the mood a bit, even though it's a little bit weird there for a little bit. Alright, now let's get to the part where I cried, the first time I cried in this movie. I said to myself that I wasn't gonna cry, but I cried like a bitch. I really cried. I was bawling. Tears were rolling down my face. When the mom told Simon, come sit down, and she's like, we have to have a talk, or like let's talk. And then she kind of just, the whole scene, it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. I loved it. I cried the minute she, like, the minute she sat down, or the minute they sat down, and she started to bring up, like, you know, you said it yourself, you're the same Simon, you know, you're not gonna change. The minute she brought that up, and you know, she started to get emotional, I just started crying, and I couldn't help it, and I found it so weird sitting there to myself, and I was trying to figure out why I was crying, because nobody else was crying yet. Like, she wasn't crying yet, he wasn't crying yet. I was just, and like, it wasn't even overly sad. Like, I just cried. I just couldn't help it. Like, I don't know if it, like, it was, it's just, it was beautiful. I don't know. I just think it's so nice. Like, it was just so nice. And I wish that everyone that came out had it, like, you know, like that and had supportive parents like that. And I thought it was so nice, and I just watched it like thinking that was like, that's it, like, you got it, like, that is perfect. Like at the mom or the writers that wrote the mom scene, I was just like, yes, there you go, like that's how it should be. And I don't know, I'm emotional, it hit me hard. And I just started crying, and I love that whole scene, and even when she said, when she said, I could tell you've been holding your breath, that also hit me hard. And I think it's like, when you're watching movies like this, you constantly pull things away that you relate to, and I think just some stuff that you hear in this movie, even if you don't relate to this directly, even if you're not LGBT, if you don't have this, if your situation is not related to this at all, I think you still pull things to connect to, because that's what you do as humans. You everything you view, everything you watch, everything you read, your brain, you automatically pull things to connect to, because that's how you enjoy things, that's how you process things, is you relate to them. And I think, to me, watching the movie, I was just everything, like every deep scene, everything like that, I was trying to pull something to relate to. And I think when she said that, the whole "you're holding your breath" thing, I just I related to that so hard, and then the rest of that scene just fell into place perfectly for me. And I loved it. I cried, and I rewatched it like in that moment. Like, I ended the scene and then I rewatched it like 2 more times, because I wasn't done crying. I just wanted to finish it off a little bit. Yeah, so that's the first time I cried, and I thought that was it. I'm like, there's 20 minutes left. They can't make me cry again, these bitches. And then he made to Leah and made up with her. And then the dad scene, and I was like, oh my god, here we go again. And I cried again, and by the end of that scene, I was like, fuck, like, of course I had to separate the mom and the dad scene. They couldn't do it together. They had to make you cry twice. Thank you for that. But yeah, the dad scene was also very, very emotional for me. I loved the dad throughout the whole movie. And also, this is unrelated, but for the people who watch Grey's Anatomy, does the dad remind you of Mark Sloan? Because, like, yeah. But yeah. Okay, so the dad scene, it was beautiful. I like how the dad, asked him how long he knew, and you can see the look on the dad's face, like fuck, like all the years, like you were hiding this part of yourself. You weren't fully yourself around me, around your family. And we didn't even know. We didn't even acknowledge it. We completely ignored the fact that, you were hiding a whole side of yourself. You're hiding a part of you that made you you, and you had to go through that alone, and you didn't. You could just tell that the dad was so stuck on that. He was broken on that, and he was he was beating himself up over the fact that he didn't know, and he should have known. That's something he should have probably, he wished he would have known. He wished he would have picked up on it, even if, you can't technically always pick up on it. But, I don't know. I think the dad having that scene where he was like, just realizing, like, shit, like, I can't believe, like, my son went through all this time not fully being himself around the people he loves and the people who love him. Like, the dad talks about, like, he says, in case the message got lost, I love you, I'm proud of you. And that scene was done so beautifully. Like, I could cry right now thinking about it. I just thought it was beautiful. I thought it was absolutely beautiful. I loved it so much. It was amazing. And again, after that scene, I was just I rewatched the scene over and over and over. Like, literally, that scene I did like 5 times because I was not done crying. But again, it was just like, I ended the scene and I was like, yes, like, yeah, you did it. Like, that was perfect for me. Maybe not for everyone, but for me at least, that is my, like, that's how it should be. I think, you know, when, I like the way the parents, handled it then and there. I think they did a good job. And yeah, it made me so emotional when he hugged and he kissed them, and it was just like, it was good. I enjoyed that a lot. Yeah, so those two scenes I cried endlessly. Happy tears, but it was just kind of just like, wow, like that was beautiful. And you know, I got emotional. It was late. It was like 3 a.m. Yeah, so all right, and then you have the whole scene at the end with the Ferris wheel, and he's waiting on the Ferris wheel for Blue, and I think that whole scene, it was so nice to have the whole like, you saw the whole fair, because like obviously everyone knows now, and I love how Simon is just so like, oh, he's just okay with it. Like, and this that comes back to the thing with Simon being so comfortable. I love how comfortable he is, and I know, you know, not everyone is comfortable with their sexuality. I know, you know, internal homophobia is real, and it's horrible to doubt yourself like that, and to, you know, it is a real thing. But I do like how in this movie, and you know, like, it's fine. It's always fine to, you know, to feel whatever way you're feeling. I think I believe it's fine to always feel whatever way you're feeling. But in this movie, it's so nice to see how comfortable Simon. It makes me happy to see how comfortable Simon is with himself, and you know, how he didn't. You know, there's multiple times in the movie where he kind of stood up for himself, and he's like, you know, do you have a problem with me? Like he said it to multiple people. He's like, do you got a problem with me? Like yeah, I'm gay. Yeah, but the whole like, whatever, the whole fair was cheering him on, and you know, I was kind of like the anticipation, like watching it was painful. And then when Martin came up, I was like, what? But it was a funny little thing. When Martin came up and he was like, it's painful to watch, and I'm like, yeah, I know. But then Bram, is that his name? Bram comes up, and I like how he sits down, and he just know, like, at first he was like, but I'm waiting for someone, and then, you know, he's like, yeah, I know, and he put it together, and I think it was just so nice. I watched that, and I was like, I remember when they sat down and they looked each other in the eyes and they started talking. There was that little bit of awkwardness, but when they finally started talking, you could tell, like, it was so nice to see how they could tell. You could just see how relieved they were. Like, finally, like, I get this. Like, finally, I get to, like, sit down and you know, be with you. And I think it was just so nice. It was like them both being relieved and excited, and you know, happy that, you know, they finally got to where they were. And yeah, then they took the thing on the Ferris wheel. They had the kiss at the top. The kiss was beautiful. I liked how they just jumped right into it. I liked how they didn't waste any time on that. I thought it was beautiful. And then, you know, you see the end where Bram joins the group, and you know, they're dating, and everyone's just happy, and I loved it. I thought it was an amazing movie, amazing ending, and I did like the whole message as well. The whole, you know, why do we have to come out, like, why is straight the default? I did like that as well. I thought that was amazing, because that is true. Like, it's forever annoying that straight is the default, or that people consider it that. But yeah, so I like that message as well. But for the most part, for all of it, the movie was amazing. I did very much enjoy it. I liked the whole message. I thought it was beautiful. I'm happy. It just made me so happy. I remember the ending. I was just so happy. You know, there, seeing Simon, you know, he's, you know, at the beginning of the movie, he said, I have a good life. I have it, you know, good. You know, I'm perfectly normal. Everything is great except for this one secret. And now it's kind of like relieved. He doesn't have the secret anymore. He is just fully him. And I was just so happy for him and Bram. But yeah, Anyway, so yeah, guys, that was pretty much it. My review. I don't know if that even. I just rambled. I didn't have any points specific that I wanted. Like, I just wanted to talk about it. So that was my little rant. I'm so sorry if this video is long and jumpy and it went everywhere. I didn't have a plan. This is the way I like to do my videos, okay? But yeah, so I enjoyed that a lot. Very good movie. If you guys want me to watch any more movies and do reviews like this, let me know. Just coffee time with Alex. Hey guys, so that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Please guys, let me know your thoughts on the movie. I want to know everything, all your guys' thoughts. I'm going to be reading the comments. Have a discussion down there. Talk about things you like, things you didn't like, things you relate to. If you're comfortable sharing that, let me know in the comments below. Just like the video if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. Follow me on Twitter, add me on Snapchat. All the good stuff's in the description below. And yeah, I'll see you guys very, very soon.